I'll do it live. Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we had what my buddy called he called it a house fire.
It was a fire of some sort.
It's actually more of a sipping thing. We tried Lafroy scotch. It wasn't too bad, though.
I put the fire out with a little monster backup plan.
Oh, that can't possibly be bad for you.
A monster chaser.
Can't possibly be bad for
my
you at all.
My heart's racing. Nice.
Very. You got your cardio done today, huh?
Sure.
I want to give a shout out to a good friend of the channel, Primetime Treasure Hunter. He's got a show today, Buy It Now-a-thon. So it's a live selling show.
Nice.
So when you're done checking us out, you can go over there and make a couple of dollars.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Got a few people here, I see.
Shocking. This person is first today. He was last to show up last week. Amazon seller 99.
Well, he actually showed up yesterday. If you read the comments.
Okay. All right. You're waiting in line. Let me know when the next Star Wars movie's coming out. Michael's here. Lovely Lori's here. Lovely Linda's here, and the lovely Dawn. 3 lovelies. Oh, hold on. We got some more coming in.
There you go.
Have fun flipping Tim's here. Michael and Donnie Enforcer, who we've trying to hook up the last few days. I don't know what's going on, but maybe tomorrow. Let me know what's going on. I'll meet you at the warehouse.
Oh, very good. Over to me, huh? Back over to me.
You got it.
There you go. So we were talking just before the show. I did end up finding that place over a couple of blocks away. You said it was 5 minutes away, and you were taking a look at the pictures for the potential warehouse.
Yeah. Men's cave number 2, possibly.
Hopefully, yeah. You were telling me the size of it and everything.
Yeah, I was reading the stats on it. 30,000 square feet, so it's actually bigger than the other one. It's a bigger yard. It looks like it's maintained nicely, the yard and everything. So could be a possibility. We will see. I'm getting desperate for room, so I might just pull the trigger if we have a good Christmas. We'll see. Yeah,
all fenced in and everything, and you got the realtor's number. So who knows? Maybe we can extend this warehouse tour even more by having a whole new warehouse to go tour.
I'll have room to store your aviation books a little longer.
Whoa! Wow! And more people coming in to talk to you.
All right.
Jeez.
All right. The lovely Aaron Whitmore is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Popeye's postcards. Long time no see. Paul Tidwell's here. Angela H. The lovely Angela's here. Rupert a little bit. Don's still here. Don's still here. And Brian the Oak Brook Picker's here.
Oh, very good. Glad to have everybody aboard. Tonight, the main topic that we'll talk about is how to upscale for 2022, moving up the chain a little bit. I think that's a good thing to do. Yeah. And I'm thinking my sales definitely bear that out. But I'm going to ask you and ask everybody out there a couple of questions, everybody out there. I'm sure a lot of you did see the Auction Professor's video about how to boost your sales by basically ending your listings and hitting sell similar. I did not do that. I've got a couple of reasons why I did not do that. In fact, it was obvious to me the other day prior to seeing his video, and I know you didn't watch his video, but a lot of people were having a lot of problems with sales.
Okay.
So the workaround, apparently eBay has been hiding a lot of the listings. If they're older listings, they basically are ghosted. You can't find them.
Okay.
So
which is really odd because I'm selling a lot of older stuff.
I was going to say,
for whatever reason, I'm still selling stuff from 2008, 2009, 2010.
And I'm finding the same thing. So I'm not having the problem, which is one reason why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But what you do is you take your listings, you end them in bulk, and then you relist them in bulk, but you don't use relist, you use sell similar.
Okay. And you can do that in bulk.
You can do that in bulk.
Okay.
And he was saying it boosted his sales really, really well. And I was just wondering if anybody else out there tried it, if it did work for them. A reason why I didn't try it is because you know that I've got everything listed, 2017 is 17 cents, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had an item the other day that somehow or other ended up in the wrong box. And I ended up finding it because I was able to find the day it was listed, and I searched for the other things that were listed that day.
Yeah.
And then I looked in the box like, wait, this is in C5, but the other thing I listed that day was in, E14, checked E14, and lo and behold, it was there. Kind of a silly reason in the grand scheme of things not to change things,
right.
Because that was one time in 6 months that I had to use that to find it. That being said, if my sales are okay, which currently they're okay,
yeah,
I don't really feel that I need to goose them at this point because they're okay.
Yeah.
But I also am having the situation where an awful lot of old things are selling. That definitely is what's selling for me. Now, how are your overall sales, eBay and Amazon?
Everything's been great. Amazon's still plugging away. We're kicking butt there. eBay, actually, we're getting more items listed on eBay, better items. So our sales are increasing there. Actually, we're not selling a lot more items per se, but higher dollared items, higher value items.
Which ties in with our
which is better. Yeah, we're definitely upscaling on both platforms. Our average ticket's definitely rising. So not much to complain here. Maybe some of the work of my new listers, but other than that, we're running, all cylinders right now.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
That's good. And one other thing that, and this is another question I have for people out there. Are you changing anything preparing for the holiday? Now, one thing that I have changed is until all the way through the year, I used to, when I sent offers to buyers, I used to offer 25% off.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what I'm going to do? It's 2021. I'm going to offer 21% off.
All right.
So I've been offering 21% off all year long.
Yeah.
I said, we're heading into the holidays. I'm going to offer 10% off.
Okay.
And I'm still selling some stuff, but I figure that if I sell 2/3 of the items that offer, and I do allow counter offers as well, I'll end up with the same amount of money, but not have given away as much stuff or sold as much stuff, which is obviously nothing at all wrong with that.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a fair amount of stuff to sell during the year.
Sure.
During the Christmas holidays. So why give it away? It would be like, running a 25% off sale on Black Friday. I don't need to do it. I'm going to have traffic anyway, hopefully.
Yeah. So right now, and we're always running eBay sales because a lot of people complain about my shipping or my prices are high. So we do 20% across the board on almost everything except higher end stuff. So anything that's 50, 100, 200, we don't put those on sale, or we put them on a smaller sale. For Amazon right now, we're just running a 1 month special, 5% off of everything. But once Black Friday kicks in, that's going to go away.
I see Don's question. Are we planning to move the inventory?
Yes.
No time soon. No.
Yeah. And I figure it's going to cost us at least if we were to do that, it would cost about $5,000 and probably 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Actually, more than 4 weeks worth. It took us 2 months last time to move everything over, and we only had half the inventory. So it would probably take us 4 months. It would cost about $10,000 plus labor. So no, we're going to, I think, if we do it right, where that's going to be the main, say, warehouse in 5 years, we're going to get narrower uprights. We can put more shelving in. We would do it right, but I think we would be storing all the unlisted stuff there and using that as a storage facility. Keep the listed stuff at the first warehouse for now and kind of wean things over little by little, see how it goes.
Or you could put types of stuff down there.
Yeah.
You could almost just
Absolutely.
have
for sure.
record special. Not that you sell enough records, but you could have a record specialist, and that's where the records are. You get somebody that just pulls, and actually the best of all worlds. You would have somebody that would list, pull, and pack records, and that would be their job right there. They could do across the board, and they were in charge of the record area, or at least the new record area kind of deal.
Yeah, we'll have some options. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. If I can get a deal, we're in.
Yep, selling stuff sold, you can't find it. Yep, no, that definitely, and that's. I know we've got a video up. I know Auction Professor has a video up about, and I don't remember the title of either of them. But different ways, different tricks to be able to find them. And one big trick, I know the trick that you've mentioned in there is you check the boxes around the box it's supposed to be in, because you work with date codes.
Right.
And then another trick that you've learned over time, depending on who listed it, sometimes you check Amazon boxes for eBay items.
Yeah.
Because that can happen as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess our problem is at least your stuff was either at your last house or this house. Our stuff 12 years ago, 13 years ago was at the back room of my shop. Then it moved to the garage of my shop. Then it moved to the first warehouse I was renting. Then the second warehouse I'm renting. Now the one I just bought. So our stuff is, moved through 5 different areas over the last 12 years. And they get sold, they get mixed up, they get damaged. Who knows what happens. So yeah, the older stuff is a nightmare to find it. But I would say our success rate is probably 75%, which isn't too bad considering.
Yeah, and I'm probably running 95%. So it still happens though. I had something the other day that I know it. And here's the kicker. It's something that I've seen. I know I've seen it a whole bunch of times.
That's my problem.
And I know it's there.
The worst is I'll have something somewhere for years. I'm like, it shouldn't be here. Let me move it. And then it finally sells shortly after, and I forgot where I moved it to, but I remember the old place where it was. And that happens a lot, believe it or not.
Okay, so Popeyes does it normally, See, and we're more the list it and forget it kind of people. You get it listed, and you figure it'll sell at some point, or it doesn't sell at some point. It just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Well, unfortunately, it does get lost in the shuffle sometimes, but it gets lost in the shuffle as far as it's listed, and sometimes things will sell and you'll say, well, when did I ever get this? I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
That definitely does happen
True.
as well.
It doesn't seem too bad. 30,000 listings, 4 hours, and then relist.
Oh, that's not bad at all then. No, that's pretty good. Wondering for you, Popeyes, and anybody else out there, how are you doing on the item specifics? So I started today. It was the Wednesday item specifics day. And nice. I started today with 102 item specifics. Before the show, got down to 1 required, soon to be required item specific.
Nice. You're good with that.
You're not going to ask the question?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll move on then.
What's the question I'm supposed to ask?
You're not going to say, why do you have 1 left?
Yeah. Well, I figure there's some weird reason behind it. Are you setting a goal for yourself? Because tomorrow it'll be 100.
There you go. I can get it all. I can complete a task tomorrow.
I know. You're saving 1 for next Wednesday.
I've got something to do.
All right.
Now, actually, there was an offer out on it. I made an offer out to a buyer, and when you make offers, you cannot mess with the item specifics in any manner. That's why 1 was left, and I'm going, I should just end this thing and do it.
That's why I'm down to 100,000 of them.
You've sent a lot of offers out, I see.
Right, let's see.
So
there's a lot of offers available to send after crickets. I know about crickets.
Yeah, so apparently it really truly does work. I did check with a couple of other people that I know that sell the same type of thing as me, and it was funny. Every one of them, all 3 of us used the same word. Okay, sales are okay. They're okay. They're not great. They're not terrible. They're okay. Stuff's selling and whatever. And I guess for the 3 of us, that was okay. That kind of sales.
Yeah.
Coupon code for a little while. Same outcome. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, we've never tried any of those. At some point, we're planning on doing so. We got to get the sales going at some time.
Yeah.
I guess probably what ends up happening is when things end up getting slow, that's when all of a sudden, when things are humming along, you just don't worry about it. And then as soon as they get slow, you're like, oh, we gotta get sales going somehow. We got to get sales going somehow. And you start looking all over the place.
Crazy.
10% with a counter. And
that's what I do. I do 20% just because of my inventory. I mean, I have to sell hundreds of items a day or I'd be losing money. So I have to run a 20% plus. So my storage finance is a good question here. Inventory management. So I guess my answer would be Sellbrite, correct? I mean,
technically,
that's the best thing we use. I mean, I don't love it, but we're kind of stuck into Sellbrite at this point, but it does help us out for the most part.
Yeah. And I basically don't use, as to actual inventory management, knowing where the items are, you use the date code and I use the custom SKU area. I do keep track since 2019 where I bought the stuff, keep track of when it sells, that kind of deal. But that's only in generalities. Like if I bought it at a garage sale, I bought it at an estate sale, et cetera, et cetera. I do keep track of it that way.
Yeah.
But any specific item, if I happen to remember where I got it at, great. But otherwise, it's March 1987 Road and Track magazine. I don't really know where I got it at, but I'm glad I've sold it.
Yeah. Amazon seller 99. Well, my answer is it's easier said than done. When we moved into my warehouse 3 years ago, I think I was renting 2 warehouses. They were about 5,000 square feet. So my new one was 4 times that size. We had a ton of room and we had no idea we would grow so fast. And now we're maxed out. So, I guess we would need a 40,000 square foot warehouse, which I would never have that vision of,
Well, but here's the problem. I'm a one-man band. I work, working. And I bet that if I picked up a 2,500 square foot warehouse, I bet it would be filled up within a couple of years.
Yeah.
If I picked up a 5,000 square foot warehouse, it would get filled up. It would just take longer.
Because in your head or your eyes, you can buy more because you have the room. So maybe some buys you would turn down because I don't have the room, I don't have the time. Now you're buying those 5,000 meg, 10,000 meg.
Well, even like the Life magazine that I brought to you, I would have held on to it, and I'd say it's such a good deal. I know I'm going to make money.
Stick it in the corner with these comic longs from this deal, with these National Geographic bound volumes from this deal. Everything just keeps stockpiling, but at least you have room for it. And you don't feel as bad until you run out of room, like me.
I realized we never asked you or anybody out there if anybody picked up any good buys. I actually went with no buys this week. First time in a long time I bought nothing. I
would dream of a week like that because I would have a lot of cash build up.
I've got $1.380 more than I started with. So,
well, we had Gary from Henrietta show up today. He sold me a bunch of movies and autographs, so that was a great deal. We knew that was coming. I have that sports card magazine deal coming next week. He's driving in from out of state. We have a 30,000 magazine deal coming, 10,000 magazine deal coming. And a good friend from high school I haven't seen in years. He shows up with his Star Wars collection when he was a kid, all vintage stuff. I gave him a great offer. He loved it, and we're happy. And now we'll hook up for lunch soon.
So we're buying that warehouse a couple blocks from you. So should we start looking for the next one?
If there's one nearby, a 5-minute, a 5-minute drive is fine. We can deal with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went without. I do have a buy set up Saturday that I've talked to you about before. It's the gentleman that I got the referral on, and he did call me, set it up Saturday 9:30.
Yeah.
He's got the calendar, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So again, what I'm probably going to do, I don't even know what he wants on the stuff. I'll take a look at it. Probably what I'm going to do is you'll show up at your store on Monday morning, and there'll be a couple of boxes there, and I'll say, here's what I paid for everything. I took the hardcover books out of it.
Cool.
Give me what I paid for it. Is probably what I'm going to do, because I don't want to deal with a lot of that stuff. I'll just grab you don't want to deal with the books,
right?
So it'd be a win-win. Basically, I'd get the books as profit for delivering it to you. Sure. So it would work out well for both of us.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, that is magic, because it happens to me all the time as well.
Yeah, and that's. But here's the thing with those item specifics, I've not noticed a bump in sales. But then again, I'm selling stuff like prints, or I'm doing specifics on prints, which I don't tend to do a lot of. So I guess I'm just not known for it. So it didn't really bump it up enough, or I'm just selling crappy prints. There's always that possibility.
Well, as long as you're selling them, it doesn't matter if they're crappy or not crappy.
No, I'm not selling them. That's the problem. Yeah, 6 platforms. Yeah, that is really tricky.
That drives me nuts. Yeah, I'm not there yet. And 3's enough for me for right now.
Oh, so I did sell 4 items on Etsy this week.
Wow, that's a record.
That is a record.
Holy
a record.
Cow.
4 items on Etsy.
I'll drink to that.
There you go. Yeah, so I listed 7 during the week, and I'm sold 4. Obviously not the ones that I listed, but I did sell 4. So we're getting to where we're almost moving as much out as we're getting onto the platform. Cool. So can't argue with that at all.
Very good.
And did sell an item on, and I did a very, very soft open, as your buddy John Taffer would say, on papergoy.com.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know how the person found it. I mean, it's available by search. You can find papergoy.com if you do search on it and everything. They found it and they bought off it. But here's the reason why I'm not really putting a lot of my time. I was going to say a lot of resources, but trust me, I'm paying money.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but how many listings have you pushed over?
As far as I know, but I've not really looked at it. I believe all of my Amazon are on there.
Oh, wow.
But here's why I didn't, and this is kind of a warning to anybody out there that is thinking of doing their own Shopify. I don't know. The web developer did a very good job overall, and she charged a very fair price overall. And I was very happy with everything, except apparently she did not quite understand what I was needed for eBay, because she had to find a different company. She couldn't do it through Sellbrite.
Really? Because
I used the same SKU on the custom SKU line, and Sellbrite needs a different SKU for each item, and I don't have that. Okay. And there was no workaround for it. I mean, we were talking, could we download stuff into an Excel file and add? No, there was really no workaround. So she found a different company to do it. Well, I was under the impression that it was real-time updating, bringing stuff over, et cetera, et cetera. She had just done a one-time push, and that was it.
Wow.
And there was no sync. There was nothing whatsoever. So then I contacted her and I said, I sold this item. It was listed on eBay. I sold it on papergoy.com.
Yeah.
I never got any notification that it ended on eBay. What's going on? And she goes, oh, no, you don't have a sync. I'm like, well, that's kind of one of the most important things we need.
Yeah, I would say.
So she gave me the contact for the company. I talked to them. They're easy to work with. They worked out a custom plan for me. It's not, I mean, it's a reasonable price for what.
Because you would need to do it every month or 2 or 3, because all your new listings wouldn't have to go over.
Yeah, I think they're doing continuous sync, is I believe what they're doing.
So why are mine okay? I have different SKUs that I'm
you don't use the custom SKU line.
Okay.
So you would get a different SKU for each item. Yep.
Wow, interesting.
So, but that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to all of a sudden, announce, oh yeah, papergoy.com is open, and have lots of people go over and not have you're never going to have all the kinks worked out. But I didn't want to have some situation where people were buying things that had already sold on eBay, and then they're going, what is this guy doing? He doesn't have the material he says that he has. I'm never buying it from him again. So I'm very glad it all worked out this way. And so next year, now that I've got the sync going and everything, next year we're going to really try to work hard on it. Get some advertising cards and all that kind of stuff. But I did want to let you know that I did actually sell something on there.
Good.
So very happy about that.
You beat me this month for Mr. Magazine.
Oh, 200 yen of every month now. Yeah, and that's and that was the other thing that Don Auction Professor had said. He said he didn't want to sell similar on all of his items because things were selling enough that if he did that on all 25,000 items he had, it would overwhelm him with shipping and packing and all that stuff. Sure, so that's always an issue as well on the various things. Wonder if anybody else out there bought anything. If anybody could tie my spending zero for the week.
Maybe I can shoot for my goal next week.
Or
if I buy nothing through Christmas, I'll save a lot of money.
And I think that you probably, at some point though, Christmas week, I can't imagine you're going to buy a lot. I can't imagine a lot of people are coming and selling.
Probably just cards and Hess trucks and Barbies, they fly out of the woodworks, those things.
Oh, they show up at your store?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, all right. All righty. Another interesting thing that I saw in there, it was so I was listing and you want to talk about just the whole eBay, the way it's all set up over there. I had an April 1896 Lippincotts magazine, and you haven't listed in a long time, but when you go to list something in magazines, books, that kind of thing, it tries to offer you something in its catalog.
Okay.
And a lot of times, once in a while, like a Newsweek magazine or a Time magazine or something like that will be in their catalog. If you deal in ISBN books and that stuff, it is in the catalog.
Yeah.
And you can click on it and then you list off of the main listing.
Sure.
So I'm listing an April 1896 Lippincotts magazine.
All right.
What are the odds that that's in eBay's catalog?
I would say 0.
Well, they did ask me if I wanted to list because they found a similar item.
Okay.
A February 2011 Mopar Collector's Guide.
Wow.
So somehow 1896 is the same as 2011. Lippincotts is the same as Mopar Collector's Guide.
Yeah, perfect. Wow, good for you.
I don't mean to, spoiler alert, I didn't use it.
No, okay, well, smart. You knew what you were doing.
Put on all the shelves before you move. Yeah. That's
yeah, and that's what we certainly would do with the new warehouse. We would put the shelving units up the way we want to design, just like the old one when we're moving from the 2 warehouses. We did 1 warehouse at a time, but we were preparing the new one exactly how we wanted it laid out, and it worked out great that way until now.
Well, yeah, but again, you didn't envision selling this much stuff.
Right,
that's what it all comes, or having that much stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool.
Why don't you tell Amazon Seller 99 about your?
Oh man. Every day it's something that they're deactivating or this is a violation. So I think last week, it was after the show last week, I got an email regarding high-priced shipping.
Oh, we talked about it last week on the show. Yeah.
So I got another one. So now I'm getting red flag for high-price shipping. So I told Paperboy, we got to do something about this. We looked into it Monday, I think. We don't know how to change any type of shipping. We don't know if we ever did anything. And if we did, it was like 12, 13 years ago. And I'm sure things have changed, but think about that. The shipping we put into the system 13 years ago when we started Amazon is the same as it is now. No violations until now for certain regions and certain items. So I had my manager call up. I said, let's just get it over with. Because again, they have to threaten to deactivate you if this keeps happening. And so 2 times in 2 weeks is definitely a red flag. So we called up. At first, the guy didn't know what we were talking about. He couldn't find the email. He didn't know what our violation was. So then we had to email him all the numbers and from the order, this and that, the items, the regions, and all that jazz. So he talked my manager through it, and it was like 5 to 10 items, and they were all road and track magazines or Hot Wheels listed under tires. So the title, so it would be like $80 shipping.
Oh, so the actual the area you listed that was tires.
Well, we must have listed off an existing listing that they had on Amazon were tires. So, and I'm sure years ago it started out as Hot Wheels or road and track. And someone changed it over the years. So now it might say road and track, and then there's a big tire.
The category is the tire.
Yeah, so you can buy the tire for $10 with $80 shipping. Or you can buy the Hot Wheels for $5 with $80 shipping. So it was only those type of items. And supposedly he said those were all of them. There's no other. How he would know, I don't know. How we would even find out other ones, I wouldn't know. But he said he got them all, and I just said zero them out. I'm not making money on these 10 items. And I don't want to
get kicked off. Well, you are if they buy them.
You're right, that is true. Well, it's odd. I go, well, how if I'm selling a tire, why is $80 high price then? If you think about it.
So basically, if somebody went and they bought 5 road and track stuff, you paid $400 shipping. You actually could hand deliver it to them.
Well, I can just drive my car and take them off my car. Take the tires right off. So, but I can sleep tonight now because supposedly in Amazon's head, I have no shipping, excessive shipping violations. So we move on to the next one tomorrow.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Have you guys reviewed your listing quality report?
Have we in a while? Not in a while.
I did right when it first started. I believe at one point that wasn't even rolled out to everybody, and so I was trying to review it, and then finally it came up, and I did a review on it, and I kind of didn't tell me a lot that I didn't already know, so I've not looked at it since then. But I will check it out again at some point. And again, so a lot of the things, I mean, we're dealing with, to some extent, them thinking an 1896 magazine is a 2011 item. So you got to kind of look at, I definitely learned from working in the state for all these years, the old garbage in, garbage out is definitely true.
Right.
And a lot of what they tell you just across the board on anything, you got to kind of take a grain of salt. I mean, I don't even ever trust the numbers they say for the promoted listings. Oh, you should be listing 11.2%. Okay. Why? Where did that come from? Why is it 11.2 and 8.8 on this one? And it just seems like, almost like they're using a magic 8 ball. Should it be 8.8?
Yeah.
Oh, cloudy. Try later. All right. Well, we'll adjust it tomorrow. So you just never know on that stuff. Let us know.
We'll move on from that one because I'm not ready for that. List perfectly. I wish my employees could.
Oh, he said it was a weak solution. Doesn't auto post or auto delete. Okay. Yeah, that's worthless then, or not worthless, but darn close to it as far as that. Yeah, because obviously you do need the sync and all that. And again, that's scary if you don't have the sync as far as all that stuff goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then you got to pay a person just to sit there and do that, basically.
No, it's crazy. Forget about it.
Electronics are selling Nintendo 64, PlayStation 3.
I wasn't buying video game stuff until maybe a year ago. And now it's selling. I just, people are bringing them in little by little. But yeah, definitely anything Nintendo, PlayStation, beta players, movies too now. Like I said, we're buying VHS. So yeah, expand your horizons there as far as, listing items. So.
Oh, exciting news to any fan of the channel, which I don't know how there could be anybody who's not. But bonus Monday haul video. I actually recorded the stuff that I bought back in Cleveland. And
nice.
I went down to Cleveland, as you know, with Mysterious Benefactor. And he apparently doesn't quite understand the whole concept of what he's doing because he held the camera the wrong way.
Oh,
and then as I'm sitting there talking, he just, I'm showing some of the magazines that I bought.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, he goes, oh, because one of the magazines had a Rush cover. And he's like, oh, Rush got their start in Cleveland. That was their big break in America. I'm like, okay. Like, where's this voice coming from in the middle of this video?
But you weren't surprised that he couldn't hold the camera, right? That didn't shock you one bit.
No, I wasn't shocked by any of it at all. It makes me look like I've got motor skills. So,
all right. That sounds interesting. See, you're ranking each category.
Yeah, like I said, I did check it out when it first came out. I'll have to check it out again on that. Oh, I ended up blocking 2 bidders.
Ooh, nice. I love doing that. I love getting silent revenge.
Well, there was one guy, and he was from, I'm not sure where he was from. He was buying, he was overseas, and he wanted to buy a brochure I had up about Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
And I had it priced at $32, and he offers me $8.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's super.
You know what? I'm going to interrupt you. You know what bothers me more?
Go ahead.
Because people are they're programmed to be lowballers, those type of people. I get more bothered by these halfers. They think you're going to sell it for half. And I'm at the point now, I just delete them because I get so many half offers, 50% of what I'm asking. That pisses me off more than, some silly clown doing $8 on a $50 item. I'll ignore that as well. But these halfers just really get under my skin because they think everything you're selling, you would sell for half price.
Well, that being said, if they made you an offer, if they sent you an email and said, I'm making you a 50% offer on your road and tracks, but I'm buying 40 of them.
Right.
You would take it.
Correct. Yeah. But it's when they're programmed to like, I'm making a 50% offer, take it or leave it. And that's it.
It's when they're doing the one-off that there's the problem.
Right.
Again, if they're buying 40 of them and contact you in advance and say, look, I want to buy 40 of them, but I need a cut in the break, cut in the price. Yeah, you would do that, obviously.
Sure.
But yeah, so he offered $8. So I declined it. He offered $10. So I commented back to him. I said, because I've learned from the channel and from the subscribers and all that you don't just block somebody or other. So I said to him, I said, just to let you know, we're not even close. I'm asking, I feel this is worth $32.
So you take like 25. Somewhere in there.
You're offering 10. We're not even close on the offer. I'm sorry. He offers 12.
Well, you're closer.
Oh, we are a little bit closer.
And then I get to the point where my time is valuable. I know I'm playing games, and he's not going to buy it for what I want. So that's why I do the ignoring it. I just a year or two ago, I would try and squeeze a few more dollars, hope to get. I want to get $10. I want to get 12. I don't need that riffraff, so I just move on. I got enough sales to worry about those guys.
See, and I blocked him at 12. Half an hour later, I get an offer for 15 from somebody else in his same country.
No, shocking.
So I blocked that.
Yeah.
I just said, no, I'm not taking, I want 32. I'm not taking 15. Would I take 25? Sure. But it's, it's a rare item. It's worth more than $15, more than $8, 12. It's like, but when the seller tells you you're not even close, close doesn't mean you up your offer by $2. That doesn't mean not even close.
Come Black Friday through mid-January, I'm gonna have 500 emails a day. I really don't want to deal with that stuff then. Don, I know you admire Aaron. I admire him as well. But do you admire Kansas City Chiefs fans? Because he's a big one. Think about that.
Wow. You're picking on our subscribers. Hopefully, Aaron, and now that you're getting picked on, hopefully you would already hit the like button. And anybody else out there, hit the like button if you could as well.
Let's rewind it.
Appreciate it. You never said that. It's the energy drink that's doing that.
Yeah, not myself.
But the other person that I ended up blocking, so the person bought 2 items from me. We'll call them playbills. They were essentially playbills. Yeah. And he didn't like them. So he said whatever the problem was with them. And he said, I'm going to return them. And I said, no problem. Use eBay. So he went and he used the eBay returns and clicked return on one and sent the return back.
One return? One item in the return?
One item returned. And I said, okay, no problem. It came back and it's still sitting over there, as a matter of fact, unopened. But I said, you get the notification, your return is right. So I clicked, I gave the guy his money back. No problem.
I always look at it now just for some shady crap going on. You never know.
Yeah, I just figured it's a playbill. It was, like a $6 playbill, whatever. So I gave him his money back.
Right.
A couple of days later, he opens the return on the second item. And I said, okay, whatever. He must have just sent one back, whatever, And
now you have to pay double shipping?
Yeah, but whatever.
All right.
So he clicks it on the second item. And I'm waiting, and he didn't send it back or anything like that. And then I went back to Ohio. I get an email from him in Ohio. I sent both items back in one return. I did that. You owe me the refund for the second item. I have been more than patient.
So he shipped one. They shipped them both in one, but did 2 returns.
Because he didn't set the first return up when he returned it all. Right. So then after the fact, when he realized he'd only got the money back in one. But here I am sitting in Cleveland, being told that and I gave him a refund without even opening his package.
Right.
So I commented back to him. I said, I'm out of state right now. And that I've not opened your return. And that on my own, out of the goodness of my heart, I gave you a refund on the first item without even having opened the return.
Right.
So that I did the right thing. So I'll check it out when I get back home to verify the second item's in there. So he writes back, I didn't know your travel schedule. I'm like, exactly. Yeah. You can't say
Well, and it's a weekend. I'm assuming it's a weekend. That's another thing. Like, these people think we work 24/7 through the weekend, and sometimes we have the afternoon off, the evening off, or they think things should get delivered on Sunday. Like, they don't know the real post office schedule.
Yeah, so it's just, so when he's like, I'm sorry, I don't know your travel schedule. Like, well, then don't tell me that I know these things. Right. You're just assuming that I opened your return. I didn't.
Yeah.
I accepted it and just gave you your money back. So then I banned him, obviously.
Yeah, why not?
Well, then, so he got his money back. So then he went to his credit card company and said he didn't recognize the transaction. But he's already gotten his money back.
Right, yeah.
So eBay basically said, you're covered. Don't worry about it, because they can prove he got his money back. So,
crazy.
Yep. Hey, down in Force, you got some old Tyco trains.
Yeah, trains are great sellers for Christmas, so definitely move them. You'll move them if you don't move them now. You'll move them in another few weeks. So
there you go.
Can't go wrong with trains.
And I actually had a positive situation with a buyer.
Oh, okay.
So I know we've talked, and I want to talk to everybody out there because I know a lot of people have this same problem, and sometimes it gets difficult. And I had somebody rather ask me this question, and I had to turn them down on it. And that's the people that want the items overnighted
Yeah.
because for whatever reason. And I got somebody rather, hey, I just thought of it. It's so and so's 70th birthday. I'd like to
Yeah.
buy this, but it has to be overnighted. I'm like, I'm just not set up for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, they contacted me in the middle of the afternoon. I'm out at my day job. I read the email.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. I can't
Right.
possibly get it there on time.
You know, we get like once a week, we get people calling us. You know, they'll find the number and say, "Hey, I need these overnighted. Will you use my FedEx?" And I said, "No, I don't want to do that." And for overnighting, we have two problems. One, we don't get our mail picked up till 4 or 5 o'clock. So you're going to pay for it at 10 a.m., thinking it's getting shipped out at 10 a.m., which, if we're lucky, we get it shipped out the same day at 4 or 5 p.m. And once it's out of our hands, we can't guarantee the post office. I'll never forget, I had those football tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And we overnighted them. They had to get to somewhere in Green Bay for the game. And 3 days later, they got it after the game, or the game had already, it's like we did our thing. We got it shipped out in a day. The post office took 2 or 3 days, and now you're blaming us. And now we have to give hundreds of dollars of refund back. So, yeah, I said there's no guarantee. If you're fine with no guarantee, I will try my best to overnight it, but I can't guarantee anything.
Well, I'm going to tell you the right way to do it because a buyer actually did it the right way.
Oh, okay.
I got reached out to by, they actually purchased the item.
Okay.
And generally speaking, I'm not a fan of people purchasing the item and then making special requests afterwards.
Right.
But this person did that.
All right.
They work for prop department. Apparently, they're redoing the Wonder Years. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No.
And they said, I need this overnighted to me.
Okay.
I bought it.
Mhm.
I can send you a UPS label and schedule a pickup.
That's great.
I said,
yeah.
Here's what I can do. I said, I'm home from my day job at 2.
Yeah.
I can have it packed. If you can, I said, but I have to go back out again. I'm not going to be home for all the time. I said, if you're fine with me leaving it on my stoop, I can do it for you.
Yeah.
And he said, that works. He sent me a label. I printed it up, packed it up, put it out. I emailed him and said, it's on my stoop. He said, I scheduled the pickup between 3 to 5. I came home from where I was. The thing is gone. That's the right way to do it.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times that way with FedEx, only because it was expensive items. If it's a $10, $20 item, I don't want to get them pissed off if it's late or get negative. But if it's something worthwhile,
if they're willing to send you
make
the
all
label
the calls, the
and
legwork,
have the pickup and all that stuff, and I'm allowed to leave it on my stoop, I don't even have to see anybody, I have no problem at all doing that.
Yeah.
So just kind of wanted to know if other people out there have had the same situation where people want things that you just can't ship it out, within the parameters of the way you are. I think a lot of people figure that we're all businesses running 24 hours a day.
And now if you use a post office, they're slowing things down. It's going to get slower as Christmas comes closer. So, yeah, not a good way to go.
No.
But Ben Rose got a question for you.
Sure. Next Wednesday marks my last day at a job I've had for 16 years, and Thursday will be my first day as a full-time reseller. Any general tips? Yes.
Buy a warehouse.
Okay, that might be putting the horse before the cart, or the cart before the horse, as they say. I would say my number one tip would be, well, I don't know if I would jump into Thursday. I would actually kind of hold off till Monday. I would enjoy a couple of days of time off because I think I'm going to do that when I end up retiring in, 2 years, 2 years, 4 months, and what the heck is today's date? 14 days, but who's counting? I'll probably, the way the state works, you always retire out on a Wednesday.
Okay.
I probably will take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, more or less off, do some packing stuff, and hit the ground running Monday morning. I think the best advice that I've seen just for myself is you will need to have a schedule. That's what it comes down to. Because, usually, and I don't know your day job, but say you always got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I can sleep in now because I'm a reseller, and you end up getting up at 8:30, and then you have a leisurely breakfast. Before you know it, it's 10 o'clock and you haven't done anything. I think you need to have a schedule, and we've actually got a video coming up. If we haven't done it, I don't know if it's posted yet or not, about like all the, we did it on the live show about all the time sinks and all that stuff. Set up a time to list. Whatever your process is, set up a time to take all your pictures first, then set up a time to list it, then set up a time to fill your orders and answer your email. et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that would be my best advice.
Yeah.
Because you're used to, I would assume you're used to working an 8-hour day or whatever the day is, where it's very regimented. That's just the way most work is regimented.
Sure.
You have to create that same thing for yourself, because otherwise you while away the day. And at the end of the day, you say, I listed 6 items. What did I do all day? Oh, I've always got tomorrow. I've always got tomorrow. And you don't necessarily always have tomorrow as far as that stuff goes. So that would be my advice.
Doing it wrong is that's some right advice.
Don't cry when you see how much you have to pay for health dental insurance. Yeah, that's that is true. That's one benefit of the state. I do get that afterward. I may have to pay in for it, but I get a deal on it afterwards. One of your type of hauls last week, 450 magazines near Binghamton. Oh, Chris Beach, you're cutting into our territory now.
You should have just drove them to me and flipped them.
And we could drive down to Binghamton. He's got a new warehouse soon to fill.
We'll see. Don't start pushing it.
You got to start filling it already. Get the stuff ready.
I can fill it already. You've seen my shop and the garage and the basement of my shop and the apartment of my shop. It's all more storage. That's filled up.
That's true. Hey, you got the water problem solved in the basement of your shop. You can put a lot more stuff down there now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is absolutely the right way to do it though. On those is you send the guy the label and you set up the appointment for it to be picked up. Then literally I can walk to my porch.
Sure, yeah.
Can't argue with that.
I do have to regarding the pod, the one pod, I don't know if we mentioned, I was going to try and donate it to like Goodwill or somewhere because we need more room, and we didn't sell the pod. We had it on Craigslist, we had it on eBay. I think we're looking, it's probably 10 grand worth of stuff. We're looking for like 2,500. So I said, why don't we just donate it all and use it as a write-off? Whatever we get, even if we don't get a lot of money, it's a write-off.
It's gone.
We have an empty pod, and now we can take lesser stuff in the warehouse and store it in the pod for the good stuff that's coming in. I mean, there's so many huge deals in the next, 6-8 weeks. I have to do something, or, rent that warehouse before I buy it, do like a rent to own or something. So we did try Goodwill, they will not come get the stuff. So it's something where, if worst case scenario, maybe we empty half the pod, fill up my box truck and donate half of it at a time. I don't know. But if you know anywhere else we can donate it to, we tried a couple other places, they wouldn't do it either as far as picking it up because it's so much stuff. So
wow.
Yeah, I was looking for Joe Losi because I think he had some information on that and see if he could steer me in the right direction, but I don't know if he's watching tonight.
No, he watches the video. So
okay.
Joe, get in touch with us.
Joe, yeah, I got a whole pod, 10 grand worth of stuff I want to donate to Goodwill. What can we do about this?
All right, we're going to head on into the main topic, and that's how to upscale for 2022. And upscale, I don't necessarily, basically, I think what I mean by upscale is, all of a sudden, it's not like we're going to be selling Patek watches and, or Patek, as the kids say,
right.
and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to be moving into that area. We're going to be staying in the areas that we're in because that's what we're all comfortable with.
Sure.
But raising your price points and selling better items, buying better items, and selling better items within the niche that you're already good at.
Yeah.
And I think early on in the show, you said it perfectly where you said that you're not selling as much stuff, but you're getting the same amount of money out of it.
Right. Yeah. Higher end stuff, quality stuff, more in demand stuff. And, I'm paying more, and I've learned to pay more. You're more fair. These people will come back with better stuff every time. And I've shocked a couple of people this week, even my buddy from school. I offered him X amount of dollars for the Star Wars collection. He was shocked, and he made good money. I'm getting a deal to make money. There was another person I bought something from, and they were shocked that I was buying, magazines and toys from them. And they thought they were going to get $100, and I offered them like 300, so I'm definitely paying more, and they're coming back for more, selling me stuff. So it works out well.
I wrote down over here, I think the top secret of moving up the chain is don't get bogged down. I think that's really the number one secret, because here's what ends up happening. We'll just take my all-time favorite car magazines. You pick up a lot somehow or other. You pick up 100 car magazines, and
if they're road and track, you don't want to sell them on Amazon.
You get $80 shipping. I hear you do really well on shipping.
Or kicked off 10 years later.
So you pick up 100 road and track magazines for $10, which is not impossible.
It's funny you say that because I just did recently. I had a guy over the weekend. He comes in every month from out of town, and he sells me a variety of stuff. He had a nice old Buddy L that was rusted. It's going for like $200-300 right now. But he had other stuff, and that's part of the deal. So am I going to say I'm going to give you $290 instead of $300? No, I take the road and track, and we'll get them on, and you'll make money down the road.
Yeah, yeah. But what ends up happening is you've got, and I don't remember when Road and Track started, but you got to run from the first year through a whole bunch of them there. What ends up happening is we end up listing all 100 of them, which bogs us down because
Right.
we looked at it going, hey, I'm getting $12 out of March 1985, and I paid
Right.
$10 for 100 of them.
Yeah.
And you end up pulling yourself down by doing it, and it's hard to leave the money on the table.
Right.
But the right way to do it is you run through them and you go, okay, here's a DeLorean cover, that one sells.
Right.
That's a $25 one. Here's the first issue, that one sells.
Yeah.
Here's this one. Now I'm going to lot them by years,
Right.
or I'm going to put 8 Cadillac covers together.
Right.
And upscale like that, even because you've got them already.
Right.
And are you leaving money on the table? Yes, you are.
Right.
But the trade-off is time.
Sure.
And you're not listing 100 Road and Track, even if they take you 2 minutes a piece. You're into 2-3 hours, 4 hours with the listing on them.
Sure.
Versus sorting them all out, 15 minutes, you got the best stuff on, and you're on to the next pile of stuff that you have. Yeah. But we all want to try to maximize our profit off every deal. Sure. But sometimes it just bogs you down.
A perfect example are those New Yorkers. I didn't want to buy them. They have 1,000 New Yorkers from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We were hemming and hawing about buying them. We worked out a deal. It was cheap. We didn't need them. And we started putting them on for $20 instead of $15 with the table of contents. And that one sold for half the price I bought the whole thing for. And get this, it sold. They paid for it today. My employee comes and he pulled it off the shelf in the box and said, this is missing the back cover. Now it sold for $280. He goes, it's missing the back cover and the front cover is detached. So I look up the listing, and my employee listed it as such because it's a $400 or $500 magazine.
Right.
And he listed it, no back cover, front cover detached. So, they want it for that artwork, whatever.
The
Is
cover,
the artwork the cover? Is that what it is?
Cover,
okay.
Yep.
So, it was crazy, though. But again, I didn't want to buy it, but I'm out of half the 1,000 magazines. I'm out half because of one magazine.
To anybody who doesn't know, it's a really, really famous cover. I believe it's like New Yorker's View of the World, and it shows all the New York things really, really close, and it's like over there or whatever, the far west is there. So it's basically very myopic.
Yeah.
Look at that word.
Yeah.
Wow. Sure, it's myopic, bro. Sure. Bless your ever loving heart. I try that too. It doesn't work too well.
I'm extra nice to my big customers with the deep pockets. I don't know if that's just my greed kicking in, but I treat them a lot nicer, like it's my wife, I guess.
And here's my other thoughts on the raising the price. I think that if you're a smaller seller out there, we have the advantage over you. We have 2 advantages over you that I can think of. Number 1 is knowledge, and number 2 is capital / customer base / all of that. Mm-hmm. We know what to buy probably better than a lot of the smaller sellers do because of our experience.
Yeah.
However, the advantage that the small seller has is you can start from scratch or from very few items, and you can upscale very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. It's almost, I've got stuff listed for $8, $10, $12 from 2013.
Yeah.
It's not worth my time to end that, but that's still going to be cluttering up. So I've got to kind of build around my existing stuff. And you've got so much stuff listed as well that if today you started just listing things for $50 and up, for the next 5 years, you're still going to be having $10, $12 sales.
Oh yeah.
Even though that isn't your intention.
Right.
Whereas a new seller, it can basically jump beyond all the nonsense and all the crap that we've sat there and listed to move up to the better stuff. Yeah, so even if you are a small seller, don't get bogged down in the $5, $7 sales. We stalked some other people, and I showed you this past week that the one guy sold something for $1.99.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you selling that for $1.99?
How long? He's been doing it for a while.
For years. Years and years and years. And he sold something for $1.99 plus shipping, but still, that wasn't worth his time to do that.
Right.
It just, the only way that's possibly worth your time is if you've got 50 of it.
Well,
and you do quantity 50, then you just.
But I told you about the guy around the corner that sells sports cars. He's got a shop near mine, and I'm looking at his stuff, and he sells some decent stuff, but he also sells $2, $3, $4, $5 cards with free shipping, and he's paying employees to do this.
Oh.
It was like, he just had employees this year, so I think maybe he'll learn maybe next year that I can't make money.
You're not making anything on
I'm
that.
better off giving them a $20 item than these. Even though I paid nothing for these $2 items, you're still losing out.
Oh,
if
by
you
the
got
time
them for,
you
if
add
you got them
everything?
for free, forget about it.
Yeah, and that's what happened in this case, John. They did tell me after they paid for it, they needed it overnighted.
Yeah.
But he provided the label, and
Sure.
that is and called for the pickup, and that's all the difference in the world there for me.
Yeah.
Because literally, like I said, you put it on the porch, you just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing I was thinking is you keep. I'm fairly sure I've never been to Tiffany's, but I'm fairly sure you can't go to Tiffany's and find a 50-cent item.
No,
I'm pretty sure they don't have that.
Well, maybe a couple quarters on the floor. You'd love that.
I would love doing that. It's free money. Can't argue with that.
Even their empty boxes are worth more. Even their tissues are worth more than that.
Well, and I don't know if you've ever gone to a high-end steakhouse or not, but you go to a high-end steakhouse and you find yourself spending $8 to $10 for a baked potato. So, the steak is $75 or whatever. So I hear.
Yeah.
The steak is $75 or whatever. And then, oh, asparagus sounds good. Oh, it's $12 for asparagus. Oh, there's a bowl of spinach and that's $9 and it's $8 for a baked potato. And
I'd pass on that and just give me double the meat.
You could go to Wendy's and buy a baked potato for, I don't know, I don't even know what they charge anymore. $2.50. I don't know.
$2. Yeah.
Whatever it is, a couple of bucks, you can buy a baked potato at Wendy's, or you can spend $8 at the steakhouse. But because the steakhouse has that whole ambiance, ooh, look at that, has the whole ambiance of it being upscale steakhouse, you don't blink.
Yeah.
You pay $8 for it. You're there,
Sure.
you're buying one glass of wine for what the whole bottle costs. And
True.
you do it. You don't blink. You're just like, oh yeah, okay. I was expecting, on date night, I'm spending $300.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm expecting.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, I got out for $280. I did well.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
What did you get? You got 2 steaks. You got stuff you can go to the Sizzlers and pick up for $15.
Yeah.
Although Sizzlers is a different ambiance. So, but think about that. If people willingly pay $8 for a baked potato, they're going to be willingly, if you sell it right and if you market yourself right, they're going to be willingly pay more for your items than they will for somebody else's.
Oh yeah.
And as you said earlier, and as another friend of the channel has said, he learned a long time ago that if you can raise your prices and get it, you're making the same money doing a lot less work.
Yeah, and I think we made that move a couple of years ago at this point. And you have these dreams and goals. You have to think big, I guess, and have confidence that you can pay more, sell more, and do that with everything down the road.
Well, confidence, I think, is a huge issue because I think too many people pick something or other up and then they look on Terapeak or they look on listings and oh, this is only $10. I want to sell mine, so they price theirs at $8.
Right.
Instead of looking and saying, yeah, these sell at $10. What do I need to do to get 20 out of it?
Yeah.
And if you watch our Bolo videos from time to time, you do see things that I put up that I say, hey, everybody else is getting 12 out of it. I got 20 out of it. Here's why.
Right.
And, here is the hook that I use to be able to get that.
Right.
And I definitely find it's a lot easier. And it was funny because today I've not had a lot of sales as far as item wise, but it's been a good, it's been an average day dollar wise. The last 2 days have been with fewer than average number of sales. Yeah. Why? Because I'm selling higher priced items.
Sure.
So I'm still making the money I need to make.
Right.
But I'm doing less work basically for it, which is a positive.
And for me, having a huge inventory helps. And like you said before, I get a lot of buyers that buy 5, 10, 15, 20 items at a time. So if I'm charging 20 when everyone else is charging 10 or 12, they may buy a couple of those from me, but because I have 3 or 4 magazines they can't find anywhere else. So like, hey, I wanted these other ones from these other dealers are cheaper, but I can get them all from Mr. Magazine. They combine shipping and move on and be done with it. So I think that helps me.
Oh, and that definitely, I'm a collector, as you know, and every once in a while, especially in the days of the eBay bucks, I used to do it where they would give you the eBay bucks thing. And I would just be working on a set and I'd say I had $50 to spend. I'd say, okay, I want to buy, what does these commons generally go for? I can get 6 commons out of this set.
Right.
I could probably get 7 or 8 if I wanted to jump around and buy 1 from this guy, 2 from this guy, 1 from this guy. Or I could just go in one guy's store and buy all 6 of them.
Exactly.
Yes, it wasn't quite as good of a deal, but it saved me 15 minutes to half an hour's worth of time.
Right.
That's worth something or other to
Yeah.
me. And it just all at once. And yeah, maybe I overpaid on this common right here,
Right.
but it was the last one I needed for the set. It's gone, and I bought it for the, or geez, I've still got $4 left over. Let me see what else this guy has for sale, because
Right.
I just buy everything for this guy. Oh, I'm going to work on that set next week, so let me
Sure.
buy that card off of him just so I have it.
Right.
So yeah, that definitely does give you an advantage on that as
Yeah,
well.
and I had a guy today trying to buy off the website, and for some reason, some buyers, I don't know if it's their credit card, gets red flagged, or they can't pay for multiple multiple items, or shipping consolidated. And he called up and told my manager, he goes, your shipping's way higher on your website than it is on eBay or Amazon, but you offer so many other things here that I can't get there. So can you just give me a deal on the shipping? And obviously we can, and we're still trying to tweak the shipping. I can't figure it out, but sometimes it makes sense. Other times it charges too much, but the web designer and myself, we're still working on tweaking it. Maybe we can look at it Monday as well. But like I said, just ask, and we'll give you a discount or refund you some of the shipping.
Oh yeah, do smash that like button.
Oh, for
always
sure.
a good
Thank
idea.
you, Enforcer. Appreciate it.
It's always a good idea. You can't argue with that. Trying to see what else I had down here for the car magazines. Guess what? Half car and the other half ATV.
Oh, ATVs and dirt bikes are good. Yeah, especially from the 80s. Yeah. You'll do well with those.
Cannot argue with those. No,
Yeah.
nope. Definitely buy those anytime I can see them.
Sure.
That's funny. Now, in order to have it work, and it's funny because I'm just reading my notes over here. You have to have knowledge to make the higher price thing work. Obviously, you have to absolutely know. And there are some things you're not going to be able to sell for high price no matter what. I mean, something.
Oh yeah, right.
You can't take a 1985 Fleer baseball common and get $22 out of it. You just can't do it.
Right,
Nobody's going to give you that.
Exactly.
I mean, they can buy it 100 other places for $1 or whatever it is. So something rather like that.
Yeah.
No better than on that.
Looks like the stream isn't working for Enforcer, but he can hear us. So I don't know if that's for everyone or just him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just us sitting around. We'll put the
stream. Oh, the stream is fine for Dawn, and she is never wrong. So sorry, Enforcer, must be on your end.
Nice. Trying to see what else I have here in notes over here. And another thing that I'm doing, which I know we're going to have a 2022 goals at some point or other. Probably before 2022 would be a good time to do that.
Well, I guess warehouse number 2 is my goal.
There you go. Don't give it away.
Sorry.
We haven't even talked about
and filling it up. All right, I'll be quiet.
But a good way to do it, which is kind of where I'm moving, is, and I show it regularly, and I've got the stuff in the basement to sit there and list opera programs, things like that, because those are things that, to generalize, but wealthier people end up buying those kind of things.
Yeah.
And, they're willing to spend the money on something or other like that versus, something or other that's a lot more common that you're just not going to be able to get the dollar amount on.
Right. Yeah.
So figure it out. And another good trick, and this is on the purchasing side. And I know we've mentioned this in videos before, but our departed friend Warren did tell me this one. Know the estate. And that definitely does make a big difference. And I know you've done it a few times as well. Hey, this is a good estate. They've got quality stuff.
Sure.
I can take some chances in some areas that I don't usually deal in.
Right.
Because they're not buying dollar store tchotchkes.
Exactly.
They're not. There's going to be good stuff here. It's not going to be all the knockoff stuff from the dollar store.
Right. Yeah.
So even though I don't know that stuff very well, how much if you throw that stuff in as well? And then you buy stuff outside just because you're like, hey, this is a really quality estate and the stuff that I know.
Right.
It's going to be quality across the board.
Sure. Yeah.
And you get that stuff, you learn it, you list it high, and then you can do very, very well on that kind of stuff.
Eric, that's a great question. I have a great answer for you. I've been telling everyone, if you go to advanced search on eBay and then you type in seller MR-magazine, you'll get a lot of good deals there. I can guarantee 20% off, and they take offers. What do you think?
I think that's good. Paperboy does not. He does take offers, but he doesn't have the discount.
Let's see. Aaron went from 3-day to 2-day turnaround, and he's using pirate ship. All right, nice.
Oh wow. So I did write a couple of barriers though. So let's talk real quick about the downside of upscaling. What would you think the downside would be?
Well, maybe it's me, but I'm spending a lot of money buying a lot of better items, and I'm stockpiling. So can I answer that after Christmas?
Well, what's the first thing I said right there?
Higher cost.
Higher cost. Yeah. Yep. You're putting more money out on better items.
Yeah.
There. you're also potentially taking a bigger risk.
Sure.
If I buy something or other and I guess wrong on, or some magazine's incomplete or this or that, and I spend $1 on it, no big deal. You come by with the first issue of Playboy and I buy it at what I think is a good deal, and shame on me, I didn't check it for completeness, and I find out that it's missing, half the pages.
Right.
I'm still going to get something out of it. Maybe I can get enough to recoup.
Right.
But I'm not going to make the money on it because, and that's a pretty big hit there.
Absolutely.
On something or other like that.
Yeah. So Lewis, I just picked up a bunch of easy riders as well. So maybe it's easy riders. All right. Whoop, whoop.
Wow. That woke you up. Jeez.
Hold on. Settle down. Lori, first time viewer. All right. What do you think? So I sell lots of magazines, among other things, and Paperboy, he's an ephemera guy.
I am an ephemera guy. Yep. Basically, as my business card says, if you see paper, think Paperboy. Pretty catchy.
Yeah. I only think that when I'm using the restroom. So.
Oh, ouch. You know something? That someplace will never be paperless.
Whoop. Can we get a whoop whoop?
Whoop whoop. Another problem with going upscale a little bit is if there's a big downturn in the economy.
Yeah.
True. When there's a big down, which at that point, that's when all those things I said not to get bogged down in.
Yeah.
Don't throw them out.
Right,
You've got all those sitting off to the side because you bought the big collection road and track and you listed the best 10.
Yeah.
The economy tanks. You start listing the lower end stuff at that point, just as a stopgap kind of deal.
Yeah.
Maybe you do so, maybe you have 2 eBay accounts set up. So you keep the one really nice and you keep the other one with the lesser stuff on it.
Right.
That might be a way to do that too. Because again, you don't want to wind up in a situation like us where you're bogged down with all the less good stuff when you're trying to upscale some. And then the final thing I put down in there is more chance of fraud. It's harder to absorb a loss.
Yeah.
You send something or other out and the guy says, this is missing pages, and it's an $8 item.
Yeah.
Send him back $8. It's not the end of the world. He does something or other like that on an $800 item, and something like that happens once every other day. It gets super costly to you, and you end up not making any money
every day. There's something I'm losing money on. Yeah. It's not Amazon ending listings. It's people that are trying to, not scam so much, but I bought this and this is wrong with it. I want $20 back or $50. And it's every day. You sell a few hundred items a day, you're going to get that. So it's just part of the game.
Yeah, and there's, we were actually talking Monday morning about some of these people I think are professionals at that.
Oh yeah.
They might buy 20, 30 items a week and they complain to all the sellers about it. And think about it. They ask for $5 back and 10 of the sellers give it to them.
Yeah.
They're getting $50 a week back.
Sure.
Every week. That's $2,600 a year back.
Yeah.
Just for saying, geez, this had this problem on it. Can we work out a partial? And if you say no, well, I guess I'll keep it.
Yeah.
And they act all bitter, but they guess they're going to keep it. And if you say, oh yeah, you're trying to do the customer service, sure. How would $5 back? Oh, that sounds more than fair. I'll buy again.
Very rarely they are happy with what I'm offering, which I think is fair, or something prorated. They always want, 20 or 30 when I think 10 or 15 is fair.
Well, that's when also you have to keep track of the people as well. When all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, this sounds really, really familiar. And you look and you check back. This guy's bought from me 4 times, 4 different items from 4 different collections, and all 4 of them are missing pages. Wow, this guy has the worst luck in the world.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Aaron, if you're referring to us, we definitely do offer international shipping on everything.
Yep. Not only do we offer the international, we also use the, what's the name of that company? Yep. We have a video about it. And geez, it does help the sales where they actually take your items and they list them on 7 or 8 different 10,000 items in 7 or 8 different platforms.
Mental
for you.
block here. Yeah.
I
just sent you the fees for the month or the
yes, you did. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. We'll remember it.
Well, we have a video about it.
Minutes,
it's something about increase your sales internationally on that. And actually, it's worked out very, very well for us. We do a fair amount of sales because speaking of that, and then we'll get into the rambling story of the week.
All right.
I actually had a guy today email me on eBay Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you've got this item up. I want to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you ship to America? Now, he was a guy in the United States shopping on eBay Canada.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So what would you do in that case?
Well, I would say we do, and I would have them buy it on eBay USA.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did a search on it. I found the eBay USA item number.
Oh,
I said I
good.
most certainly will send it to
Yeah.
USA. Go to the ebay.com USA site.
Sure.
Use this item number. 3 minutes later, he bought it, paid full boat on it, $99.
Nice. Can't argue with that.
No, cannot argue with that at all. It'll be
Awesome.
showing up in a Bolo video too, because it's a really, really neat item. So you'll be seeing that Saturday in the Bolo video.
Can't wait.
Well, you will be. Everybody else will be seeing it in about 3 weeks in the Bolo video.
Exactly. Or no.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. It's crazy. I don't know what to say on that kind of thing. I mean, it's just it caught us speechless on that one there. It's just terrible the scams that some people
nothing
try
better
to
to
use.
do with their lives. Well, they've had success elsewhere and they want to keep it going and fresh meat.
Yeah, and if they, as everybody always says about a lot of the criminals, if they put their brain power toward doing the right thing,
Yeah.
they'd actually make a lot of positive change in the world.
Exactly.
But all right, we're gonna head on into the rambling story of the week, and this is one that you were involved in as well, because you alluded to it last week.
Okay.
So a number of years ago, and you can chime in whenever you want, just because it's not like me to hog the microphone.
No,
and
I can't wait for this one.
We went out to San Diego Comic Con along with Mysterious Benefactor.
We already talked when you guys ditched me. Remember, that was a blast.
That was a lot of fun, and hopefully we do that again sometime. Except this time we'll wear better disguises.
Yeah.
So we were flying back from San Diego to New York City. I believe it was New York City or Chicago.
Chicago.
Okay, we were flying back. Yeah. Okay, so we were doing a layover in Chicago. So we were flying back from San Diego Comic Con. You were taking a nap and everything. You were sitting next to me taking a nap, and Mysterious Benefactor was on the other side. Somehow or other, me being the smallest guy got the center, which is always a lot of fun. And sitting there, all of a sudden we heard a noise. It's like, well, what the heck was that? And everybody's like, what was that?
So I don't think Chicago was our layover. It ended up being our layover because of what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're like, what the heck was that? So I kind of nudged you, woke you up, and I said, open up the window. Let's see what's going on. And you opened the window up, and we could see the ground. And it's like, oh, we are 3 hours into a flight to New York City, and we can see the ground. That's not a good thing.
No.
And the stewardess, they do that beep beep noise for the stewardess to pick the phone. The stewardess goes up and gets the phone, and I will never forget this to the day I die. And there is nothing scarier than this. The stewardess picks the phone up, picks up off the wall. She does this. And when your stewardess makes that face and goes ashen, and you're thinking to yourself, she's a trained professional. Yeah. They're not supposed to be looking like that. They're supposed to know how to handle this.
Well, maybe someone back home passed away or is having a baby.
Oh, yes, that probably is what it is. Finally, the guy came over the intercom and said, the captain did, just to let you know, we've lost engine on the one side. We are making an emergency landing in Kansas City. We're like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So we're heading on down, and we're coming in real low, and you see all of the emergency equipment. I don't know if you remember that or not. There was emergency equipment all over. I'm going, that's for us.
Yeah.
So we end up landing in Kansas City, and they got us all, into the terminal, and then they let us into like the special little lounge, and they gave us, numbers to call to rebook and all this kind of thing, et cetera, et cetera. So they rebooked a Mysterious Benefactor because he was heading on to New York City. So he went his way because they were able to book him very, very easily.
Yeah.
They booked us onto Chicago. So we were leaving Kansas City at, 6 o'clock, getting to Chicago at 8 o'clock, and then flying on to Rochester that night was what we were doing. So don't you know, they canceled the flight from Kansas City. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. And you were not happy.
I was not happy.
I was not happy, but you were never seemed to upset with someone other than myself.
So they canceled it because of mechanical problems, which I guess in retrospect is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
They finally ended up getting us out at 10 o'clock at night from Kansas City to Chicago. However, all the flights to Rochester the next day are gone.
Yeah.
They're kaput. So we ended up flying off to Chicago. We got off the plane. They got to put us up overnight. So we have to do this walk. So they give us this voucher, and we have to do this walk all the way over to pick up a little shuttle over to the
Yeah.
hotel. And we're walking, and we're in the airport, and we're like the only people left in the airport at this point. I looked down at the ticket, and do you remember what it was?
I don't remember.
Had somebody else's name on it.
Oh,
It
geez.
wasn't even
Yeah.
our ticket. It was somebody else's overnight voucher. And I'm like, this isn't even our voucher. I said, I'm not walking all the way back because
No.
nobody's going to be back there,
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
We're just going to go through with this. So we went over to the hotel, and I don't know if you remember what I did or not. There was somebody else on that bus staying at the same hotel. I hung back and let them go first.
Yeah.
And watched. They didn't ask for ID. They didn't do anything. So I'm looking there, so I was almost like so obvious, like, hi, Bob Thomas here to check into my hotel room. Like super obvious.
What if they had us as a couple? Like I'm Marie.
You identified as Marie that day.
Oh, thank you.
So we ended up handing it, got the room, no problem at all. But do you remember what I told you up in the room that day?
No.
I said, you see anything you want, take it. As far as the airline's
Yeah,
concerned, we're not in here.
Yeah, enjoy it. Freebies on the house.
So we ended up flying out the next day and getting there. But that was our fun story with our near plane crash on the way back from San Diego Comic-Con. Anything you need to add to that?
No, that's it in a nutshell. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one last look through the feed over there.
What are we smashing again? I can never remember. I can never remember.
Love button, like button,
Yeah,
like button.
yeah.
That's it. That's it. I do hit the like button if you could. You had a really good turnout today. Definitely do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We try to be interactive. We try to keep it entertaining. Try.
Yeah.
Sometimes a rambling story rambles on, but that's kind of the point of the thing.
Yeah, that was well worth. That one was worth it.
And got some good topics coming up. I know we're going to be talking about a goals show coming up sometime soon. So that is everybody's homework. Get together what your goals are for 2022. We're all going to share them. Because studies show that the best way to make people stick to your goals is to go public with your goals.
All right.
And we've got it all here in a public forum. So we're going to be out telling what our goals are. And it'll be a few weeks from now, probably right near the end of the year. But do think what your goals are for 2022. So you can bring it on up, and then we've got it in one place where everybody can get together at some point and say, did we meet them? And I'm sure at some point midway through the year, we'll touch back on it and say, hey, how are you doing on your goals?
Yeah.
Because we're in the midst of Christmas season, heading on in. Did you know I saw Home Depot online was actually doing early Black Friday sales this week?
Oh.
And there are multiple other places too I'm seeing are doing Black Friday, early Black Friday already.
I wonder if wood's down to $50 a board because I need some.
But so they're already doing the Black Friday stuff already.
Yeah.
You're starting to see Christmas trees up and all that kind of stuff because Halloween's over.
Yeah. Well, I told my employees, I go, Christmas season's here. We're listing like it's Christmas now. Sales are increasing every week, a little more. I'm not complaining so much on Sunday, so I think we're headed in the right direction.
Well, what I'm going to say on that is last year was an aberration just because of everything going on. But one thing that I've noticed in the past was things kind of stayed, I always thought they would pick up in October, November, and then they ended up staying kind of slow till basically Black Friday. Well, now this year it seems to be a little average this week, but I think a lot of that's eBay's tweaks and everything. But the last 2 weeks before that were really, really good weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that people are starting to spend already, and part of that could be because of the post office situation.
Well, I was thinking there's no automobiles to buy, so they have thousands of dollars built up they can spend on our collectibles. Why not?
There you go. It could be that. It could be that. Yeah.
They can't afford the housing market. They can't buy a house. They can't buy cars. They're either not there or they're too expensive. So collectibles will hopefully be next on the list.
People do like spending money. They do like buying new things and all that. And with the post office, you better order now on things because if you're waiting until December 22nd to order, you're not going to get it in time. Even if you go overnight, you're not going to get it on time.
Exactly.
All right, everybody, do hit the like button. Thanks everybody for showing up, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.